All right, so let's go ahead and get the blade. This will finish off the scythe. Notice how we didn't put these screws in here. The blade is actually connected to the side of the scythe. It's not connected down the center of the shaft. We're going to connect ours down the center of the shaft because that's a lot easier to do. We'd have to make a bracket and put it on all together on the other side and have these screws come through, and that's just a lot more work. I don't have a lot of time to get that done with our busy lives. So I'm going to make the blade. Let's go ahead and come over here, and we will. Let's go ahead and I'm going to grab all this Control G to group it. I'll move it up so it kind of matches. Oh, I missed one. Let's grab everything here. Control G. And we'll move it up so it kind of matches. We'll rotate it. Kind of get it to be in the same position as the scythe in our image. We don't know how accurate this is necessarily. We could be a little bit more accurate with it, but photograph is going to distort some of the image a little bit. I'll turn off our chicken fence here. And we'll make a cube. We'll make a cube for this. You could do it with a plane. I'm going to change the height, so click on the word height and then middle click and drag. And I'll keep going. Okay, and then I'm going to change the number of divisions on the height. So let's just click on the word subdivisions on height. That's probably good. 4 is probably good. And then I will change the depth here. So we want to go depth, then middle click and drag in our 3D area, 3D interactive area. 0.15 maybe. That's pretty thin. I want to have a division on the depth, so I'll just type 2 here. Oh, wrong way. Let's go with 1 there, but 2 on the width here. There you go. Okay, now I can take this. I'm going to go to the vertices here. I'm going to move it down. I'm going to scale them. Or not. There you go, scale. Move this over. Move this over. Move this over. And then move this. Okay, let's see. Just select these right here. Notice how I'm marquee selecting. And then marquee select here, move this down. Everything is looking pretty good. If I press 3, it's going to look terrible. Well, it doesn't look that bad. Always want to model for 3 unless you're modeling for games. Then obviously you want to model differently, but anything you're going to do for film, you can use Smooth Mesh Preview to put that out, and it'll be much better. Okay. I'm going to add an edge loop on here, so click on your Insert Edge Loop tool. Remember, that's underneath Mesh Tools. Object Mode, press 3, and you can see you get that sharper. Oh, you know what? Hold on a second here. Go to Object Mode for this real quick. Aha, I matched it up to the shadow. Be aware if you're matching it up to the shadow. I'm going to scale these closer together, move them over. Same thing here. Scale them closer together, move it over. Scale is closer together, move it over. Let's see. Let's move this one. It's pretty close. Go. All right, cool. All right, that looks pretty good. Now what we want to do is take this face right here, click here, shift double click down here on the end. Press R, scale it very thin so we can use it to whack weeds or whatever you do with a scythe. Go to your face here. I'm going to extrude this out. So pressing W to turn on your move tool. Hold shift, click and drag, and keep going. You'll have to rotate at some point so it goes into down into the shaft. Go to vertex. Select them and then move these down. Move this over here so it actually disappears into there. Go to face. Just select this face across the bottom here and delete it. You don't need it. You're never going to see it. You're never going to use it. Get rid of it. Anything you don't need is just extra memory for Maya to get mad about. Notice how it doesn't match up to the image very closely. It doesn't have to match perfectly because we are doing something that is kind of our own, but you want to kind of get it a little bit close since we have the blade pretty well matched. All right. I'm going to add on an edge loop here. Edge. right here. Go to your multi-cut tool. Again, it's underneath mesh tools if you don't have it. Hold Shift and Control. Snap it to the middle. 50% it says. Yellow 50. I can't get any closer to it. It won't get bigger. But click on it right there. And that'll send it all the way around. I'm going to go down here to Edge. See how this is very, very narrow here. I'm going to go to Edge here. Click here. Come to the tip. If I can. All right. Shift double click. Go to the other side. Click, holding Shift. Come up back up here. And Shift double click. You see how I have one edge down the center and I have the two on the sides selected? I can pull those in now and make it sharper. So my scythe edge is super, super sharp. Turn off my wireframe unshaded. See, like that'll almost cut you just looking at it. Look how sharp that is. Super extra sharp. We could make it more sturdy along the back. Add on this piece of metal here that sticks up. But that's more work than I think that my students need to deal with. You can always do this stuff with a some stuff with a texture if you wanted to. I'm going to make it narrower here. Even though it's thicker, make it narrower because it shouldn't get thicker on the end. It doesn't get thicker on the end. All right. And this is not lined up in the center. Looks really crooked. Let's see. It's not gonna. Looks crooked. Let's see. Is it crooked? It is crooked. Go to Face. Click here. Shift double click the one next to it. Straighten it out. And then let's turn our wireframe unshaded again. We can always snap this into place. Hold V. Click and drag over here and then line it up with that vertex and it'll be centered. So now you have that going into the center there. You could always make this, give this more thickness. Doing it now I think is going to break things if you change the thickness. Oh, maybe not. Seems to have worked. 0.21. So that way it kind of fits more tightly. All right. Got ourselves a scythe. Let's, one other thing, I'm going to put an edge loop on the end here to kind of sharpen this so it doesn't collapse when I smooth it out. See how that holds the shape of the end of the scythe better. And it makes it seem more like it is a scythe. There you go. All right, so we're good to go with the scythe. Just go ahead and turn that in if you're one of my students. And I'll see you in the next video.